Do you know about the fate of Tsar Nicholas II of Russia? No? Well, let me tell you about the possible connection to this once ruler of Russia and the implications this might have for Kuma and Bonney. And what is it that Vegapunk wants to give to Bonney? You all know Jewelry Bonney and her unique devil fruit power that allows her to manipulate the aging process. But her past is shrouded in secrets and intriguing connections. So let's unravel the enigma of Jewelry Bonney. In chapter 1067, Vegapunk cryptically mentions that he has something to give to Bonney and expresses remorse for a terrible thing he once did to her. What is it that he wants to give to her, and why does he feel bad about something he did to Bonney in the past? What would you say if I told you that I think Vegapunk possibly handed Bonney over to the government when she was a child? Why would he do that? Let me explain. In chapter 595, we learn that Bonney ran away from the government, evoking a cold shiver from Akainu as he heard about the news of her escape. Was this related to Vegapunk's involvement in her life, as he is part of the World Government? But what was her purpose within the World Government, and why did Rob Lucci consider her a threat? So many questions. Clearly, Bonney hates the World Government for what they did to her father. But actually, wasn't the one doing that Vegapunk? I mean, yeah, she hates him too, but still. She has an enormous grudge against the World Government and praises everyone who goes against it. She saves Zorro from making a grave mistake by attacking a celestial dragon. She didn't do that out of kindness alone. At this point, she already knew about what happened at Annie's lobby, so she stepped in to stop someone who could aid her in the future from making a grave mistake. Why else would she save Zorro? Just to avoid having admirals appear? Well, that happened anyway. As Dowager Conney, Bonney infiltrates the reverie, demonstrating her exceptional escape and stealth abilities. The guards even recognize this, Connie, but does that make any sense? Wouldn't it mean that Bonney ruled Sorbet Kingdom in this form since Kuma left?
Hello there.
No, that makes no sense because Bonney was still a child back then. But why do they recognize Connie then? Is this really just because they look kinda similar? She and her, I suppose, grandmother? Nah, that makes no sense either because this Connie is the Queen Dowager. Remember that? Which means her husband gave Brooke a high five on his way back out of the underworld. Only more questions though, but maybe I can answer all of them in one go. Stay with me and let me cook. Bonney's incredible metabolism and physical endurance are very similar to Luffy's. She is pretty fast and strong, and with her ability to manipulate the aging process, she can disguise herself or cripple opponents by aging them rapidly, which makes her an actual threat to the World Government, especially when there is really a Queen Dowager Conney. But it is no time to tackle all these questions yet. Let's move on to Kuma for a bit. Bartholomew Kuma, the former warlord of the sea and now supposedly a mindless pacifist cyborg, controlled by the World Government, was once, according to several sources in the story, the ruler of Sorbet Kingdom. Most of them talk about the tyrant Kuma, who got deposed because he was one of the founders of the Revolutionary Army. Bonney doesn't like it at all though when someone refers to her father as a tyrant. According to her, he was anything but that. But how does that make sense? Alright, let me take on what I addressed at the beginning of the video about the former Russian ruler. I am talking about the last Tsar of Russia, Nicholas II. I will try to keep it as short as simple. Nicholas II of Russia was the last emperor of Russia, ruling from 1894 until his abdication in 1970. He was born into the Romanov dynasty and became Tsar in 1894. He upheld the autocratic tradition of the Russian monarchy, believing in the divine right and resisting political reforms. But then things happened. The defeat in the Russo-Japanese War 1904 to 1905 led to civil unrest and discontent among the people. On the so-called Bloody Sunday in 1905, fire was opened by government soldiers upon peaceful protesters in St. Petersburg, which led to a revolution, further undermining his authority. Russia's involvement in World War I intensified social and economic problems, leading to widespread discontent and dissent. One thing led to another, and in 1917, amid the February Revolution, Nicholas II got abdicated, and he and his family were later imprisoned and executed by the Bolsheviks in July 1918 during the Russian Civil War. He had several children, and among them was a daughter named Anastasia Nikolaevna. She was the youngest daughter of the Tsar, but some rumors came up after the execution of the family. Anastasia might have survived the execution. The rumors became so big that at some point various imposters claimed to be her. However, DNA analysis of the remains found in 1991 confirmed the identities of Anastasia and her family. But maybe you can guess already what I want to point out here. Clearly, the Russian people at some point thought of their Tsar as nothing more but a tyrant. He was loathed so much that they went so far as to kill the whole family. Well, isn't Kuma being addressed as a tyrant too? Now to the rumors about Anastasia's survival. What if the royal family of Sorbet Kingdom got in fact deposed? Well, how can it be? The soldiers at Marie-Joas clearly identify Bonney as Queen Dowager Conney, so this Conney person clearly must still rule the kingdom, right? And clearly it can't be Bonney because she's been sailing the seas for quite a while now. So who is it? Well, Queen Dowager Conney, of course. Also, I'm not sure why nobody seems to address this, but can we acknowledge the fact that she seemingly escapes after being caught by a Kainu again? She escaped twice from the World Government. That is crazy. But back to the Queen Dowager Conney. If Kuma got deposed because he was a tyrant, did the people really reinstall Conney as their queen? Doesn't that sound kinda weird? Well, clearly the Russians got rid of the entire royal family, and as far as I know, similar things happened to the most of the royals during other revolutions. But let's go to the next point for now. Bonney mentions in chapter 1064 that her father said he was part of a very special race. But what kind of race? Lunarian? I don't know about that. What if he was rather part of a race with a certain kind of genes, or how it is called in One Piece, lineage factor? What if this race is known for their high probability of producing twins as offspring? We already have the topic of cloning in One Piece. I know, a lot of you can't hear or don't want to hear about cloning anymore, but it is a part of the story and it cannot be ignored, so hear me out. What if the reason why Kuma got chosen for the Pacifista is that his lineage factor allows easy cloning in the first place? The Seraphim that exist now might be only in the story because they all inherit a part of Kuma's lineage factor. In chapter 840, Yonji tells Sanji about Judge experiments and that he was once working with Vegapunk. Now he says, and I quote, "At the time, Vegapunk's great discovery was the presence of bloodline elements in living things." He goes on to tell that cloning is deemed by the world government as too dangerous for anyone else to perform, have access to, or even know about, and their agents take hard action should they find evidence of cloning activity. Now, isn't that very convenient? So the world government does not even clone people themselves, but they prohibit anyone else from researching or doing it. The puzzle pieces start falling into place. Perhaps Kuma belongs to a special race, explaining his unique ability and potential for cloning. But how does Bonney fit into this intricate equation? Well, what if Bonney is not Kuma's daughter, but actually his mother? Yes, you heard right. Is it possible that Bonney is actually a clone of Queen Dowager Conney? I think yes, very so. That would at least explain how Bonney looks exactly the same as Conney when she alters her age. That is why the soldiers recognized her as the queen. This might be the reason why Kuma asked Vegapunk to keep his secret from Bonney no matter what. But how can that be? What if there's something very important for the world government at Sorbet Kingdom? And this thing is so important that they cannot allow the people of the kingdom to wreak havoc and start a revolution. Whatever it is, we don't know because we know absolutely nothing about Sorbet Kingdom yet. But we might have some parallels with the Tsar family though. The people of Sorbet Kingdom got mad and wanted to get rid of their ruler. And now Queen Dowager Conney is ruling the kingdom with her son being a mindless cyborg and her granddaughter a sea-roaming pirate. I think the answers for all this might be with Vegapunk. Bonney clearly knows Egghead, since she was there as a kid. Bonney added at the time it was a fairly run-of-the-mill lab. Luffy asked her why she came back and Bonney told him that she is here for answers. So Bonney was there as a kid. Why though? Shouldn't she have been at Sorbet? What if there really was a tyrant Kuma ruling Sorbet? How? Well, what if the world government was in possession of the king's twin brother, whom they hold hostage for experiments, and the Kuma we know today is this twin brother? What if the tyrant king really got deposed at some point and vanished? What if the world government used scientists and later Vegapunk to experiment on the royal bloodline of Sorbet because of their rare lineage factors? What if they even made clones of Queen Dowager Conney? Think back to chapter 1074. Bonney enters the memory bubble created by Kuma and sees him as a child, crying. He's being chased by several people, yelling at him, telling him to come back because they will get killed if he escapes. The young Kuma doesn't want to go back to the place though, because if he went back, he would die anyway. We then see how they start hitting him with clubs. Why does he say that he would die anyway? What if he's not the only twin? What if he is one of many Kuma twins / clones? We then see silhouettes of celestial dragons looking down upon him. The plan to mass-produce strong soldiers existed in the World Government for a long while already. It's a perfect mirroring again. Just like the evil Kingdom Germa, the evil World Government planned to mass-produce an army of clones. And because they are easy to produce, they make good slaves. Now imagine this. Out of all these Kuma clones, the World Government would choose the most fitting to rule over the Kingdom of Sorbet. Because whatever there is needs to be kept secret and guarded, and its people must be ruled with an iron grip. So they keep making these clones and form them to be cruel and heartless, so they will become strong, emotionless soldiers. Kuma says he doesn't want to go back because he already saw how many of his brothers got killed in the process. They experiment on them to produce all these units. How do you think there are so many pacifista? We can see even the Seraphim take a while to age. Sure, they age way faster than normal people, but still. And they are the newer product. Which just proves that the World Government was already experimenting on this before Vegapunk. When Vegapunk joined the project, it made big leaps. But back to the tyrant. At some point, the tyrant ruler Kuma went too far, and the people of Sorbet revolted against him. The World Government of course could not allow such a thing to happen, so they put the kingdom under his mother's rule. And because she is his mother, they cloned her too. And one product of this is Bonney. At some point, our Kuma escaped the World Government and he might have taken Bonney with him, his own mother in child form, whom he raised as a father. This would surely be a secret that Bonney can never know, no matter what. And the people of Sorbet, well, maybe just like in the real world with Anastasia, there are rumors about the daughter of the tyrant, which could have survived the revolt at Sorbet too, but instead of Anastasia, her name is Bonney.
Hang up. Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
And just like the father, she became a pirate too. In Alabaster, we had a royal family which prevented revolutionaries from revolting in the last second with the help of the Straw Hats. Maybe at Sorbet there was no one like that and the royal family got deposed all but the Queen Mother, former Queen Connie, who the people had no problems with because she once ruled over the country already together with her deceased husband. Now let's address the Bible. The Bible that Kuma is holding every time we saw him before Frankie encountered him at Sapaodi, when he was guarding the ship. This book. Kuma might have taken it from Marie-Joas, and it was at this point when the modified Kuma finally fulfilled his last wish in order to guard the 1000 Sunny that we see him holding the book for the last time. I think when Vegapunk mentioned that there is something that he needs to give to Bonney, then he was talking about this book. Because after Kuma finished the task to guard the Sunny, he went back to Vegapunk and he took the book to give it to Bonney. In this book there might be many clues and other things that she needs to know about the history of the world and her father's race, and also about the promised person, who is to come to free them from their shackles. And maybe this book even contains the key to control all of the Pacifista. And Bonney clearly knows her way around Marie-Joas too, which implies that she must have been there before. As Akainu mentioned, he was worried after he heard that she went missing. How did she get the devil fruit in the first place? I think it happened at Marie-Joas. Vegapunk brought her to show the fruits of his labor and proposed the idea that he could upgrade the soldiers they were building by giving them devil fruit powers. He told the World Government that he had created this girl clone and he needs the devil fruit to keep on going with his experiments. And the World Government gave him the fruit that Bonney is possessing now. Bonney was basically the prototype for the Seraphim. At some point, Vegapunk might have started doubting his actions after he learned about the plans of the World Government, which are unknown to us, and helped Kuma to escape together with child Bonney, who then would live as his daughter. But why would Rob Lucci consider her a threat and say, "That past keeps slipping away from us, she served her purpose, let's just terminate her on sight"? What if he knows about all this and was once part of the unit that guarded the laboratory she was kept in? Or what if she was being trained as an upcoming soldier together with the CP agents? That would explain her strength and speed. He clearly seems to know more about her than we know so far. But what purpose did he serve? Was it possibly being the prototype for the Seraphim or something else? But the fact that she knows her way around Marie-Joas and Ekken clearly shows that she knows quite a lot. That is the reason why she hates the World Government so much, because of the treatment she got there and all the experiments she had to undergo. When Kuma finally escaped with her, he might have told her that he is her father, to give her something in her life to hold on to. And Queen Dowager Conney? Well, at some point, she might have come to understand that she is the granddaughter of that woman, because she is the daughter of Kuma, which led her to assume that the guards could mistake her for Connie. Well, all this might sound a bit crazy, but I think it's not too far-fetched. But let's assume I'm right with all this. Now, Kuma and Dragon were friends, right? Both Luffy and Connie are pretty similar in certain aspects.
They're the same.
For example, Bonney has an incredible metabolism where she can eat large amounts of food to the point where she becomes fat and round, but instantly burns all the calories to replenish her stamina. And Bonney has displayed an immense level of physical endurance as she was stuck inside a warm alley for a long period of time and was fine. What
They're
if?
the same picture.
Well, let's end this video here. But what are your thoughts? Do you have any theories or insights into Jubilee Bonney's past and her ties to Kuma and Vegapunk? Share your ideas in the comments below. I love hearing your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more theories and other cool videos about One Piece. Stay tuned for more exciting content, and until next time.
They're the same picture.